This is the all-new Peugeot 208. And although it's one of Peugeot's smaller cars, it's not something you can ignore. I mean, it's about as far from beige as you can get. Just look at it. The design slaps you in the face from every angle. You've got these full LED, triple scratch claw mark headlights and these fang-light daytime running lights here. From the side, you'll note the long bonnet and gloss black wheel arches. And then onto the rear with more gloss black, this connecting cluster strip here between the rear lights, which have got, again, the triple claw mark design. And the inside is equally striking, incorporating Peugeot's iCockpit architecture, including 3D digital displays, large touchscreen, piano key switches, and compact steering wheel, which allows an uninterrupted view of all the main dials. You can get a 1.2-litre petrol or a 1.5 diesel. However, it's the badges on this particular model that have really caught my eye, because they're blue. And that usually signifies something quite special in the car world. Yes, the world's oldest car maker has gone electric. That badge, or rather what sits behind that badge, marks the biggest revolution this manufacturer has had since it started making cars 130 years ago. If you're thinking of buying an EV, your first question usually involves the R word, range. How far can you go before the battery needs recharging? I can feel your anxiety rising now. Worry ye not. 217 real-world miles is your answer, which is pretty impressive given that most super minis, cars of this size, even ones that are coming out now, have about half of that range typically. And the second question usually involves another R word, recharging. How quickly can you get the batteries topped up and be back on the road? If you plug this car in at a typical home charging wall box, it'll be fully charged in under 8 hours. And if you're out and about, the news could be even better, because this car has the capability to accept a whopping 100 kilowatts of charge, which means it's possible to recharge the e-208 from 0 to 80% capacity in just 30 minutes. And thanks to an app, you can control and monitor your charging. And finally, if you're worried about the life of the batteries, well, there's further peace of mind because Peugeot warrants them for 8 years or 100,000 miles. Having established that owning one of these cars will be a pretty painless process, let's get on to the cool stuff. This central touchscreen allows me to look at how my power is being used and distributed while I'm driving. But of course you can use the infotainment for other stuff as well, like for example, I connect my phone via the mirroring. I can make Bluetooth hands-free phone calls. I can go to the map for sat-nav. I can play music. But the greatest entertainment this car provides will be out on the road. If you've never driven an EV before, two things strike you. Firstly, the silence. And secondly, the get up and go. The 208's 136 brake horsepower electric motor produces 260 Newton meters of torque. That's the force that determines a car's acceleration. The result? 8.1 seconds to 62 miles an hour in sport mode. However, if rush with hush is not your priority, two other driving modes are available. Normal mode is what it defaults to for your everyday driving, really. Eco mode is your third option, and Eco mode makes the throttle a little bit less sensitive, top speed is lower, it might back off your air conditioning or your heating for ultimate mile munching and efficiency. Round town actually, Eco's perfect. So, what's it going to cost to get into an e-208? Well, prices start at around £25,000. The other thing about electric cars, which a lot of people forget, is the total cost of ownership. The maintenance on an electric car is lower than that of a combustion engine car because there are less moving parts in an electric motor, there's less things to check, there's less things to go wrong. So the e-208 makes a lot of sense to me and hopefully to you. And it's just the start of Peugeot's EV journey. By 2023, Peugeot intends to have an electrified version of every model in its range. The sleek 508 and the 3008 SUV are now available as hybrids, and the all-new 2008 SUV is available to order as a fully electric version. So be ready, because the lion is going to roar again. Just be aware that if you choose an electric motor over a combustion engine, that roar will be a rather quiet one.